Well, I have already just about failed my mission to post at least one video every week. However, I'm going to keep trying. At least it hasn't, I don't think it's been quite a full 2 weeks. Or maybe it's been about 2 weeks. But I've been moving into a new apartment, and that has been taking up just about all of my free time, moving stuff around, moving a lot of things. This is, at night, the view of what I have off my back porch. We got some nice trees here. We have got, it's kind of just a swamp in the backyard here. But it's fun times, because I can come out here, look at the night sky, see some trees, see a few other house lights in the distance. Just a little bit of some nice things. But here's a quick video. I'm gonna make a summary of pagan values versus Christian values, and a couple parts of this might seem a little biased, but maybe one day I'll do the opposite and talk about paganism's faults and where Christianity does a little better. Right now I'm going to attempt to be non-biased, and it's not going to work. One major differing belief from paganism to Christianity is that pagans don't see a difference between humans and other animals. Scientifically, humans are made out of the same type of cell structure as animals. There are 5 kingdoms in all of biology. One of them is plants, one of them is animals, one of them is fungus, one of them is bacteria, and the 5th, I forget exactly, but it's similar to bacteria. Humans fall into the animal kingdom. We are animals. A Christian would say we are obviously more than they are. We have higher thinking capabilities. Our souls are more powerful than theirs. And we're clearly different from them. A pagan would say that while we are different from any other animal, we are no more different from a shark than an insect is from a shark. These differences are there, but they are also communed by other animals. We are different from bears, while fish are different from birds. You can just name any animals and put it into the sentence like this, up until you start talking about, gorillas versus monkeys. Well, okay, maybe they're more similar than alligators and chickens. But some animals are more similar, some animals are more different, and each animal has their own strengths and their own weaknesses. And for us to think that we are anything more than any other animal is, in a way, actually very arrogant. That's just my take as a pagan on the matter. I'm kind of getting distracted by all of this, all these beautiful trees, and I don't know if the recording will pick it up, but there's some beautiful frogs and crickets going off. Another one I'd like to talk about is, Christians, ever since the founding of the Catholic Church 2,000 years ago, have had this main dream of uniting the entire world under Christianity, under one religion, under one church, under one belief. And there is an aspect of beauty to that, but at the same time, you're missing some respect from other cultures. pagans have immense respect for other cultures up until the point where your values and actions just go against what they believe is best. Pagans have the main dream ever since the Viking Age that, one day Christians and pagans alike can respect each other and get along and maintain our differences but be understanding of each other. Did that camera just catch a firefly? Like right up close? That was cool. You cannot tell me that that was not cool. That was awesome.
It's a nice night out here tonight.
But moving into the grounds of similarities among pagan and Christian worldviews, Christians believe that there is good in the world and there is evil in the world, and that people can be influenced by either. Some forms of Christianity believe that humans are inherently evil and the world is inherently evil and you can strive to be better, while others believe that humans and the world are inherently good, but there are bad things that can tempt you. Regardless, because they believe in good and evil, they also believe in divine punishment, and that God will reward those who are good-natured and punish those who prove to be evil. You'll find disagreements, minor ones for the most part, but you'll find disagreements from one pagan to the next as to how exactly this gets interpreted. But my view is that there is no inherent good or evil. There is, in fact, it reminds me of the famous quote, "There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." Meaning that there is absolutely no objectivity to it. And even a Christian would agree in a way that without their God, there is no standard for moral or immoral, good or evil. However, the fact of the matter is that humans are a very social animal, and alienating your peers, the people of your community, the people that surround you, will only serve to your own detriment. So whereas, being a liar, a thief, a murderer would not be considered immoral in the eyes of someone who does not believe there is such a thing as good or evil, it's not good or bad to be a murderer or a thief or a psychopath or whatever. It's just is something you can be. But if you're going to be those things, you have to realize no one is going to want to spend time with you. They will realize that they cannot trust you. They are not safe around you. And then who will you have? There's no need for divine punishment, because with no objectivity, it's just up to us what we want to strive for. And for the most part, we need other humans to be able to get along with us in order to live happy lives. And if you do the things that most Christians would consider to be evil or bad, you will find that you are just naturally punished in this life. And in my mind, that takes away any need for an eternal or divine punishment. So at the end of the day, in this light, when it comes to morality and values, Christians and pagans may have different ideas of how we get there, but we both recommend the same things, the same values, the same actions. Even when it comes to marriage, fidelity versus infidelity, some Christians will look at the history of pagans and see, well, oh, there's tons of orgies, and, threesomes are absolutely okay in Viking culture. But the thing is, no matter what your view is on sex and marriage, in most pagan cultures, especially the Norse culture that I am most familiar with, the value is on being true to your word. And whatever else you choose to promise, when you marry, you give your word that you belong to that person and that person belongs to you, and neither one of you belongs to anyone else. And so, even in a very sex-positive culture, if you cheat on your wife or your husband, it's less about infidelity specifically, but you will be seen as an oath breaker and no one will trust you. While Christians and pagans have our differences, a lot of our values make it to the same place at the end of the day. And there are some parts of Christianity that I will never really get, but for the most part, I respect it as an amazing religion, and it will never be anything less in my eyes. But I developed a stronger relationship with the old gods. And that's just me. I think most Christians view pagans and people of non-Christian religions as less wise, less enlightened, or less intelligent than themselves. But as a pagan, I view other fellow pagans, as well as Christians, Hindus, even Muslims, though I strongly disagree with a lot of Muslim culture and traditional Muslim values, especially when it comes to gender equality. Traditional Islam is hard to get behind. But even then, I view all of these people as my equals and all of these religions as equal. I'm still getting distracted by the frogs. I really hope you guys can hear these frogs. They are beautiful. I love coming out here and just watching the trees and listening to the frogs. But anyway, that's my video for this week, and I hope it won't take me as long to get another one out.